What's up, guys? It's me again, Christian Rodriguez, and I want to change everyone's perspective a bit when it comes to fitness, right? Because I know a lot of people want to do fitness, obviously, to get in shape, to look better, right? And these are great reasons to want to get started with fitness, and I always recommend it. But I kind of want to change your perspective on why, on a deeper reason why you should stick with fitness, right? So I'll give you an example. Like the best way to describe it is what I do. And I've been training fitness for about 12 years, like consistently. I've done like combat sports, weightlifting, hit workouts, calisthenics. I've mixed things up depending on what I had access to, right? And there's something I noticed when it comes to it, right? Like I'm to the point now that yes, of course, it's great to look good, and I'm not going to say that that's not a motivating factor within itself. It's great to be shredded, have six pack abs, build more muscle, right? That definitely helps. But something that I noticed within myself that I do it for, I mainly do it for here, for like my mind, right? Because there's days I would wake up in a negative state. I wouldn't wake up in the best mood at all, and I would be thinking, I don't really want to do any of this shit. Like I would be, I'd be frustrated. I'd be like, why am I doing this? I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to do work. I don't want to work on this or that. And I would do like a morning workout, like which I did today. And I would notice that my state I'm in a more positive state, right? And I'm not saying, I know everyone's different. Some people prefer it in the evening. Some people prefer it in the mornings. Some people prefer it in the afternoons. Doesn't matter. But I notice with me at least when I do fitness, when I do training in the morning, it makes doing work a lot easier. Even if I start doing work a little later, it makes fitness a lot easier. I mean, it makes like completing tasks with work, right? Or like uncomfortable business things a lot easier to complete than when you wake up straight out of bed and you go straight to work. I just think that's, at least for me, especially I work in my room, so I have my own desk, right? So I work in my bedroom, so I have my own desk, I have my bed, I do work. So I wake up, I go to the bathroom, whatever, get ready for my morning routine, and then I start doing work. And the reason why I stopped doing that is because, at least, I don't know about for you guys, but for me, I feel miserable when I do that, right? Even if I'm productive, yeah, some days it can work, right? But many days that I do that, I dread the day. I'm like, I don't want to get out of bed, right? I just dread it. But when I go to the gym in the morning, right, first thing in the morning, and then I do work, it's just, it feels like I'm ahead of everyone, right? And then worst case, if I have to stay up later, I'll work into the evening, right? And then I go to bed and I'm not up late. So it works out either way. It just works out perfectly, right? Because after the gym, what I usually do, I shower, I put on nicer clothes, right? Or at least presentable clothes, nothing crazy. And then I'm doing work. It's just a lot more effective that way. When it comes to just that's why I see working out as a great state change. Like for me at least, it puts me in a better mindset, right? It puts me in a better it puts me higher spirit, higher energy. And because when I'm in a negative state, I think the quality of the work that I do isn't there, right? I think I could tell by even the videos that I shoot, um, the work that I do. I might look for more shortcuts. I might task switch more, right? But if I had like a good workout, right, and I just feel really good that day, I'm gonna put in more quality work in, right? And I'm just it. I think it's just better. Even the conversations I have with people is more quality versus if I just rolled out of bed and I'm like, "How you doing?" You know what I mean? And sometimes we have to do that. So I'm not gonna say that my schedule is just morning workouts all the time, but I've been experimenting with both morning and evening workouts, and there's a huge difference with it. And now, obviously, if you have no choice, if you have to go straight to your job in the morning because you have no time and you can only do it in the evening, then just do it in the evening. You don't have to listen to this video. But when it comes to when it comes to just changing your state, that's something that a lot of people don't really think about, right? Because you want to be in a good state, and you also want people around you to be in a good state. When people around you are in a shit negative state, what does that do? It affects your state. If you read the 48 Laws of Power, Law 10 talks about avoid the unhappy and unlucky, right? And when Robert Greene says avoid the unhappy and unlucky, he means people's state. People's state is contagious. If someone is super positive and high energy, you're going to feel positive and high energy. If you're around someone who's, like a downer, who's always looking at the net, who sees the glass as half empty all the time, right? You're going to start thinking half empty, right? So you really want to be aware of like your state, but you also want to be aware of the state of the people around you. And working out is a very effective way of doing it. It just helps with helps with your state. It helps with your outlook on life, especially if you like consume like good content while you're working out. And yeah, I'm I'm just gonna leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I'm gonna keep creating more. Subscribe and take care.